Joined now by a real Saskatchewan success story. This is Catherine Renier, CEO of Coconut Calendar. Thanks for coming in this morning.
Thanks, Lisa. Thanks for having me.
Tell us a bit about Coconut Calendar and the journey you've been on so far.
I would love to. So Coconut Calendar is a very sophisticated software company, and the best way I can explain that is you and all the viewers have had the experience of trying to book an appointment online with a corporation. Super frustrating. So what our software does is allow these corporations to be more approachable online, give you the ability to make an appointment online, and then it's really a win-win because the business can optimize their sales force to be better prepared when you come in the door.
And this really is a necessity nowadays, right from, like the busy stay-at-home mom to the CEO of a company.
Absolutely. And what we're realizing in the market is that a lot of people have focused on the in-person experience, but what about that experience all the way prior to that? And that's really where we fit. And a lot of times that first connection is making that appointment. And if it's frustrating, there's already that emotion tied to the business. So why not just make it as easy as possible?
Right. You've been traveling a lot. We last spoke to you via Skype, I believe it was. You were in Silicon Valley for an elite mentorship program. What was that experience like for you?
It has been nothing less than adventure every day, pedal to the metal. It was very inspirational to see companies that have started like mine grow all the way to being a publicly traded company, to a gentleman who told us about ringing the bell at NASDAQ. And so when you see that those things are possible and started by people just like you and I, it's very inspirational. So we've really just been focusing on what's the next step for the company and how do we get there and how do we get the right people on board, the right investors on board to go ahead and get to that next step. Right.
And your story, I'm sure, will resonate with a lot of our viewers. When you hear about tech startups, they're often from people from big cities. You're an example of success, born and raised right here, Saskatchewan, grew up in Prudhomme. How has your experience been different, maybe more challenging?
Well, it's interesting that you say that. I think first off, there's a lot of successful tech companies in Saskatchewan. We have companies like Zoo, Seven Shifts, Tiny Eye, Vendasta, and so we're starting to get this successful tech culture here in Saskatchewan. But with that being said, technology has really given us the ability to expand into other places. So we have some employees that work in Toronto. But overall, what are those different challenges? Definitely, we probably need a bigger travel budget to get to those different places. We're just a smaller city, but we're doing big things.
Right. So before we go, I want to hear your advice for other tech entrepreneurs and also what's next for Coconut Calendar.
Okay, so depending on where a tech entrepreneur would be, I consider this, my new thing is comparing it to an athlete. So you start going to the gym and you're trying to figure things out. Get a coach, get some coaches. I have such amazing coaches that they know exactly when to push me and they know exactly to say, you know what, good job, Catherine, don't be too hard on yourself. Get a coach who's been there and done that, and you're going to exceed your expectations. As for us, right now we're currently we're doing a whole repositioning in the market. We are meeting with angel investors right now. We're being very strategic of the people we want to bring on board. So that's been a really good experience for us.
Awesome. Anything you'd like to add today before we go?
Well, thank you for having me. And also, feel free to reach out to me if you're looking at starting a company and you have some questions about the tech world. I'm on Twitter at @CatRenier.
And you can be one of those leaders that, you give advice to those people and you give back after people have led to you. That's awesome. Again, it's coconutcalendar.com for more. Definitely check it out. Catherine Renier, best of luck to you.
Thank you so much, Lisa.